Crushing the socials, rushing through Ukraine, touching the locals. Let's go. Red pillar. I'm crushing the socials, rushing through Ukraine, touching the locals. Quasi-Kodo, touching the coastals. Ethiopia, touching the opals. And quasi-nobles, kissing the ring. You niggas is Google, I'm ChatGPT, mixed with a Bing. Lift every voice without lifting a thing. The baby was born with the gift for could sing. I'm the less Elon, straight out of Pelon. I'm victory lapping, watching history happen, mystery cracking. It's the elitists attacking the fetus, they packing the seats, I'm cracking like C4C. They say it won't happen again, like Ye getting back with Adidas, he back with their heaters. Back in the sweepers, so black like a pack of fajitas. Used to get stacks for the features, now niggas they pay us with straps on the back of their sneakers, just to come slack with the teachers. We made them a promise and made us some comments, they paid us some homage. We married the game and they gave us Madonna, no maiden, no honor. Rebuking the priesthood like Sinead O'Connor. If I take the breath, God give you the breathe. And remove the air from the wind and the breeze. Superman to turn to Christopher Reeve. That engine is me. Drain the blood you got in you that bleeds. Chop the tree of knowledge down and pick up the leaves. Superman to turn to Christopher Reeve. That engine is me. As I mumble on Pro Tools. Spaceship I could hover and cloak to. I abducted and probe you. Fly till I got the tongue of a toad too. On the rumble with Goku. You wasn't even close. I thought somebody told you. I be munching on gold shrew till I grow you like I jumped on a toadstool. Mirror, mirror, mirror on the wall. I'm hearing I'm the Ferris of them all. Clearly I'm a pharaoh and a god. There is no comparing me to y'all. Repeat a mantra manifesting wealth. So me and all my family have helped destroy the world and build it back better. My mind, I build a planet by myself. Unbelievable. I'm achieving the unachievable. I'm conceiving the unconceivable. All the demons I summon speak Hebrew. We play peekaboo. Unpredictable, unexplainable, inexplicable, undefinable, undescriptible, underrated, unequivocal, unforgivable. Feeling like I become invisible. Underground like the mud and mineral. Industry is so fucking pitiful. Only signing the thugs and criminal. Honestly, I would love to kill a few. Treat around like a blood and crip would do. Get in school, I would punch the principal. Treat the system like what would Hitler do? If I take the breath, God give you the breathe. And remove the air from the wind and the breeze. Superman to turn to Christopher Reeve. That engine is me. Drain the blood you got in you that bleeds. Chop the tree of knowledge down and pick up the leaves. Superman to turn to Christopher Reeve. That engine is me. Dodge in the rainstorms gotta be chained on, frozen like brain freeze. Golden like 18, swollen like 18. From the burrow where they take cream. Shit, we throw in the mainstreams. Leaving niggas stiffing in steak greens. Look, you're sweeter than pastries, cheaping on lace squeeze. Got a nigga face ski. Say cheese, had to rub it in like grapeseed. Pillar bleed blue like Grape Street. Spitting over break beats, slipping off her waist beats. I got the gas, baked beans. God is a nap that can make me. God in an app, make cream. I got it in the bag, rake leaves. I did dirt since my late teens. Now with some mustard we stay clean. Established trust, stay cream. Added up with no late fees. Mad as fuck when you waste cream. It's adding up through the late fees. Mars attack, that's a space beast. Mars attack like a hate speech. Mars intact like we make drinks. Mars is back like a lace string. Look, roll up some trees, we can pour up some tea. Flow like a CD, you know that it's me. Papa appearing on Holy Ghost 3. Throw us a beat, we gon' bon appetit. Home I'm a beast on the road, I'm a freak. We don't flow, we don't speak, that's the code of the street. If I take the breath, God give you the breathe. And remove the air from the wind and the breeze. Superman to turn to Christopher Reeve. That engine is me. Drain the blood you got in you that bleeds. Chop the tree of knowledge down and pick up the leaves. Superman to turn to Christopher Reeve. That engine is me.
Yeah. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. That is Breathless of the now streaming projects Holy Ghost 3 that you can find on your streaming platforms. Let me know how we sound on the audio. I'm trying something out right now. These are some new headphones. Let me know how it sounds on the audio because I really can't even hear myself. All right. Greetings to everybody in the building. Good afternoon. Welcome. All right. We sound good? All right. Good. Okay. Clear? All right. That's what's up. That's what's up. Um, my voice, as you can tell, it's a little bit out of here. I'm not going to be talking too much. I got a few announcements to make. We do have a special guest who is going to light it up. We won't be here for very long. It's a Saturn day. You guys are busy. You know what I mean? Everybody got things to do. Tonight, we have a humongous celebration taking place in Atlantis. For everybody in the building. Shout out to everybody that's pulling up. I'm getting text messages from people that are already in town. And we're going to be presenting our good brother Rich is going to be presenting a celebration to celebrate the release of his monumental magnus opus entitled what? Holy Ghost 3. Okay. So Holy Ghost 3 is going to be celebrated, and today is the day. All right. And then we're going to 400 Loyola Street. Give me 1 minute. I'll play the commercial and whatnot. And yeah, let's get this commercial going so we know what we got coming up. You know what I mean? Let me go to the commercial real quick. Red pillar.
Crushing the socials, rushing through Ukraine, touching the locals. Quasi-Kodo, touching the coastals. Ethiopia, touching the opals. And quasi-nobles, kissing the ring. You niggas is Google, I'm ChatGPT mixed with a Bing. Lift every voice without lifting a thing. The baby was born with the gift for sing. I'm the next Elon, straight out of Pelon. I'm victory lapping, watching history happen, mystery cracking. It's the elitists attacking the fetus, they packing the seats and cracking like Cephas. They say it won't happen again, like Ye getting back with Adidas. He back.
The hell is going on? Okay. Give me a minute. I'm hearing an echo. Yeah, them tacos was good. Yeah, them tacos was real good. Let's continue. Do y'all hear echo? Or is it just my? All right, let's continue.
With the heaters, back in the sweepers, all black like a back of fajitas. Used to get stacks for the features, now niggas they pay us.
Oh no, we're not doing it.
With straps on the back of their sneakers, just to come stack. And made us some comments, they paid us some homage. We married the game and they gave us Madonna, no maiden, no honor. Rebuking the priesthood like Shane O'Connor. If I take the breath, God give you the breathe. And remove the air from the wind and the breeze. Superman to turn to Christopher Reeve. I injured his knee. I drain the blood, you got in you that bleeds. Chop the tree of knowledge down and pick up the leaves. Superman to turn to Christopher Reeve. I injured his knee. As I mumble on Pro Tools. Spaceship, I could hover and cloak too. I abduct and then probe you. Fly till I got the tongue of a toad too. On the rumble with Goku. It wasn't even close. I thought somebody told you. I be munching on gold shrooms till I grow you like I jumped on a toadstool. Mirror on the wall. I'm hearing I'm the fairest of them all. I clearly am a pharaoh and a god. There is no comparing me to y'all. Repeat a mantra, manifesting wealth. So me and all my family have helped destroy the world and build it back better. My mind, I build a planet by myself. Unbelievable. I'm achieving the unachievable.
Give me 1 second. I see ALKEBULAN. Let me upload this.
Peace to the guys and the goddesses. Myself, ALKEBULAN the Don, will be on Third Eye Thursday tonight with my brother Rich Phil. We'll be discussing the circus in the sky, aka the celestial.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties. Just give me one moment. My computer literally just shut down. But let me play that commercial again.
Peace to the guys and the goddesses. Myself, ALKEBULAN the Don, will be on Third Eye Thursday tonight with my brother Rich Phil. We'll be discussing the circus in the sky, aka the celestial dance in reference to the sun and its connection to your inner Don, the codons, the genetic language that speaks directly to the DNA, and how that is manipulated through linguistics, which is sound or the word. So tap in tonight. I'll be on. This is the prelude to our lecture that we got on the 22nd. Tap in.
Yes. So without any further ado, I want to open up the floor for our guest, the good brother, the one and the only, ALKEBULAN, the motherfucking Don. Peace to the God.
Peace,
Peace,
God.
peace,
Peace.
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 Peace to the God. Greetings, man.
Greetings, family. Peace.
Welcome to
Peace.
Saturn. Yes. Welcome to Saturn Day Night Live or Saturn Day Live. We are in the building. A little bit of technical difficulties we're gonna have to work through, but all great things come to those who wait. You know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely. Yeah. You know,
Yes.
I'm mad excited, you know what I'm saying, about this lecture, because I've been doing, my studies and my due diligence and really deep diving into some information that I know, the family is really going to appreciate, especially with the times that we're in, because it coincides with what I spoke about, briefly in our last prelude was sound. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to really do a deep dive in reference to sound, its importance with genetics, and just how the body works as, the technology that it is. I don't want to sway too far away from, understanding that the body itself has the capacity to be able to pick up information that is unseen. You know what I'm saying? So with
Yes.
the amount of information that's coming through via the sun, star systems and things of that nature, it's important to really, you know, um, really arm yourself with the information that's conducive to be able to maintain and hold the downloads that are coming through, but it's all in reference to, creating a situation where your genetics can adhere to the information that is coming through. So, I'm gonna really deliver it. I'm excited about this one. It's gonna be monumental. The 22nd 322 is a very powerful day in and of itself.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'm,
Real
I'm mad,
powerful.
mad excited about this one, bro.
My question to you would be, and I'm sure this is a very long answer. Like I said, I'm losing my voice, so please excuse me. What would you say had dramatically changed since we last met up and did our thing about a year ago? What would you say has changed dramatically in the universe?
Um, you
And
know,
I don't mean to cut your wisdom. I just want to preface it to, if we ask not 10 people, 8 out of 10 people would say, yo, there's been a shift, but they can't explain it. They can't put their finger on it. 8 out of 10 people will be like, if I say, has there been a change in a year since the last time? If you go into your Facebook memories, can you tell me a substantial change that took place in your life? And some people will say, yeah, I just can't explain what that is.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, so for me, from a personal experience, and I mean, just uh, in reference to, what they consider the timeline split, more specifically, that took place around November of last year, when two timelines had came together and then split, more specifically on the 9th of November. So, what I was preaching about last year was, the ancestors were banking on us to have a level of courage and audacity, and resilience in order to supersede beyond, certain obstacles that we were put in front of. I never want to put myself on a pedestal to make it seem like I'm perfect. There were a lot of things that I experienced last year during that timeline split that really confirmed for me, my cosmic script in this whole narrative. So I took on a self-fulfilling prophecy, and I, had to make certain sacrifices in order to fulfill my duties. So the biggest change in general was the timeline split. And a lot of people didn't make that shift. A lot of people were met with adversity. A lot of people were met with, situations where they were in relationships for years, and you know, um, they went their separate ways. A lot of people were faced with, losing loved ones. A lot of people were faced with falling off to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? They may have been popular on social media. They may have had, some sort of fan base, but what the universe did is rip everything from a lot of people, you know,
Okay.
and what happened was a lot of people, you know, couldn't see it coming, so they didn't really prepare for it. And with that, they reacted off emotion, and the idea was to really center yourself. More specifically, allow your heart to guide you directly where you know you're supposed to go in reference to your passion or your purpose. So, I lost a lot, you know what I'm saying, last year. A lot. You know, and what happened for me was I was very aware of what was going on. And that was the big difference. So, the key in all of it was, those who lost a lot, you know, were able to gain a huge amount of abundance predicated on, staying firm and heart centered through the process, and allowing the universe to do its job. Because the idea was to enter in what they call like a new earth, and get rid of an old earth. In all that being said, it was the lessening of um getting too attached to physical, things, starting to be more aware and trusting the unseen, tapping into, more of your inner self, as opposed to being more focused on um outer experiences. For me, I got more into meditation last year. I did a lot of fasting as well.
Right.
I went out to Florida in October during the solar eclipse.
Mm,
And I meditated on the beach. I did the plant medicine at nighttime. I really did a
right.
lot of inner work because, again, I knew what was going on cosmically. So there was a huge shift in reference to two timelines. And those days were November 8th and November 9th. So, with that being said, in present day, I'm seeing, predicated on what was sacrificed, what I'm up against now. And like I've said, the ancestors aren't going to grant you higher levels of assignments if you stay in a state of redundancy, because they can't trust that you can pass the first lesson, which is an act of courage, and following your
Mm.
heart. So, for me, there was a lot of
Can you
pain.
repeat that?
So,
I'm sorry.
no, it's all good. So, the ancestors, they won't grant you higher levels of assignments if they can't trust that you can follow through the first assignment, which was courage. You see,
Mm,
so there's certain experiences that people are waiting for, but they're never getting it because there's something right in front of them in their immediate reality that they can't seem to overcome. Whether it's a person, whether it's a vice, whether it's an addiction, and the ancestors are gonna, they're just not gonna, you're not gonna be privy to certain information and experiences because they need those individuals who are warrior like. And a lot of us,
Right.
again, are in a state of redundancy. So, for me, going into the lecture on 322, what I'm going to speak about specifically is the genetic system. And the genetic system works like a quantum biocomputer in reference
Right.
to laser technology. So, laser technology is encompassing to the sun. And we're going to speak about that more specifically as well on the lecture, too. But saying all that to say, the biggest change was, again, making a choice to choose yourself or continue to, acquiesce to somebody else's dream or reality. And for me, I chose myself. And with that being said, supernatural doors have opened up for me. So, I'm just always in a state of gratitude and appreciative, because again, I understand, what's going on a celestial, on a celestial level.
Right. I'm glad that you brought that up. That's very important. A lot to unpack right there. You know, for somebody who may be listening and they would say to themselves, well, how would I know if the ancestors, well, before I even say that, immediately what came to mind when you were talking about the choosing aspect was the last Matrix, the Matrix 4, the last Matrix movie that I saw. And the whole plot was about Neo making the right decision to get out the Matrix, where he had two options. One was to go with Trinity,
Hmm.
and the other one was to stay in the Matrix with the wife and the family. And, you know, it was basically like a judgment bureau. The decision that he made was going to basically choose, it's like Inception. The decision that you make is going to dictate what path you're going to go on next. Like it would shift the whole experience. And that crossroads in the movie was him saying, am I going to disrupt everything that I thought was my Mr. Anderson reality? You feel me? To go into the
Hmm.
unknown with Trinity, or am I going to stay in my comfort zone and remain asleep or remain in this quote unquote matrix and whatnot? And, me personally, I know a lot of people over the course of the last 2 to 3 years, especially beginning with the pandemic,
Hmm.
they were basically thrust into this place where they had to make these type of choices, these life decisions and whatnot. And it's been I don't know what the word. It's just been very interesting to witness. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And it's still happening. Like I feel like this shift is still taking place. A lot of people that I know, they still trying to figure out what happened and what to do about it. And we're still in this dark night of the soul as a collective. I feel like it's a lot of people that are suffering silently. It's a lot of people who have they took the choice of to stay in the matrix, and now they regret it because, like you said, they feel like they made the wrong choice. You know what I mean? Because they
Hmm.
saw everything stop. Like
Hmm.
whatever motion they had, whatever business that was going, whatever downloads, it just cut cold turkey. You know what I
Right.
mean? So
Right.
people are being tested on levels that are incomprehensible at this point. And it's interesting that so many people are going through the same thing at the same time. I don't ever think that I've witnessed through all of my years of consciousness where the collective is going through the same thing at the same time simultaneously like this and then where nobody necessarily could put their finger on it. You feel me? Like it's
Right.
a very interesting time that we're in.
Right. Right. And people, especially in these days and times, and it's very simple. Like I feel like a lot of times we want to get like real spiritual and deep. We want to get real scientific, but basic qualities like loyalty, honesty, integrity. Those are like archetypes. Those are energies that we naturally embody if we move in accordance to law, cosmic law. And before we get too deep and scientific, like the idea is to build yourself up as a person. Check your
Right.
character. A lot of us, are lying to ourselves. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us aren't being honest with ourselves, and it comes out as a way of, you know, um, aggression, jealousy, hate, anger. But as I've learned, in the past couple of years, all those are actual entities that our ancestors qualified through personage. But today we call it hate, we call it jealousy, we call it envy, but these are all lower vibratory frequencies that we deal with on the daily basis. But it's just the basics of overcoming these things, in order for us to be granted different experiences that our ancestors again can trust us with. So for us to be calling ourselves, gods and goddesses is our birthright. But at the same time, we got to start being honest with ourselves, and also
Yeah.
to stop looking for validation through other people. We continue to compare ourselves to, say, like other spiritual teachers, or we get into a state of personality worship, or
Right.
we tend to look at ourselves lesser than the other person. But like I said, as I've learned, like through my own personal experience, we've all, like, strategically, like, specifically architect this reality up until this moment. So if we, look at it from that perspective and become a student of our immediate reality, then we'll begin to extrapolate the lessons from the experiences, and thus continue to move forward. And with that being said, through a level of repetition, that's how you naturally gain self confidence, self
Right.
esteem, higher levels of learning, things of that nature. Then loyalty follows,
Mm.
integrity follows. Because what you're doing is you're encompassing love, because love is self induced. And like
Right.
we've always known, you can't have the capacity to love somebody outside of you unless you love yourself first. So that's why, again, the biggest lesson of 2023 was to choose yourself. Choose
All right.
yourself.
Right. I don't want to cut the wisdom. I just want
Hmm.
to add on to what you're saying, because with the great reset that's taking place, and it's a reset of many things, right? One of the greatest, I think, one of the most I think the biggest victim in a great reset is the preconceived notion of what relationships or romantics were.
Hmm.
Because if everything has shifted, then the nuclear family concept and the concept of us owing people, and the
Hmm.
concept of, this is my, like, another person is my body, like, I own you, I own your experiences, I own your quote unquote happiness, you know um all of these things have necessarily taken a hit. You know what I mean? Just the old concept. I'm just saying, so many things are shifting. And what I'm seeing getting hit the most, where people are like, damn, I didn't know, they thought the shift was just in name only. And they're
Right.
not realizing that the concept of companionship, the concept of
Mhm.
what two individuals can bring to each other, that is also under scrutiny. That
Hmm.
is also being tested. That
Hmm.
also has to change to a degree. And I just feel like that's what's causing a lot of friction in a lot of people's situation right now.
Yeah, that's a fact. And see, a lot of people's love come with conditions.
Right,
A lot of conditional love, like, what can you do for me, or I only love you if you do this for me, or if you say this way to me, or I love you only if you can fit in this box that I've created for us as an idea, which is dangerous. The idea again is to acquiesce to a level of love that's self-induced relative to embodying the feeling of love that people are giving to you, who are in your immediate experience, whether it's your kids, whether
right,
it's your your partner, things of that nature. love is immortal. Like the idea of a relationship is for two couples to come together to literally immortalize each other, because you want to begin to work off the same mindset. The mindset stems from a pure intention, or pure, or a level of purity, or a level of always seeking for knowledge and information, even going as
Yes.
deep as tantra. The idea is to get with somebody who is like-minded like you, because we live in a day and time now where you have to not only understand what a relationship really is, but understand that the person who is in your life has to fit your mission. They have to, understand, why you're doing what you're doing, or why, the people who follow you see you as, somebody who, has maybe changed their lives or so. It's bigger than just supporting, more so on the sidelines. They have to literally be sitting, y'all have to be both in the whip, switching the, between the passenger and the driver's seat, on the road to wherever you both are trying to go, so
Right.
um yeah, it's just and I think the idea of love is beginning to be demonstrated more and more, because I feel like that has been convoluted, just love in general, because we can't even conceptualize what that looks like. I feel like Western society has really manufactured the idea of love through physical, attributes, or like, you know, um,
What can you do for me?
what can you do for me type of, ideology. But, love is a situation that is beyond the physical. So, you really begin to experience that again when you choose yourself. And I can't say it any more clear than that. Like, and I'm speaking again from personal experience. So a lot of hardship comes with love. People again believe love is, butterflies and, rainbows, when love is dark. A lot of women
Right.
say I'm looking for love, but it's like, why are you looking for love? You know what I'm saying? Why do you want that? Like, if
Right.
you really not about that, then you really don't want love, because love is dark. It's dark. You know what I'm saying? It's painful, but the idea is to refine the body, refine the mind, refine the spirit, in order to really embody what that unseen force we call love is. And once you begin to actually do it, then you're that much closer to returning back to your highest nature. So.
Right. And in hindsight, I feel, not I think, I feel that this last 4 years have been preparing us for solitude.
Mm,
This
mhm,
last 4 years has literally been preparing us to choose us, right? Because when you think about it, what took place March, we're in March now, right? March of 2020, we were isolated, where we were told you got to stay by yourself, right?
mhm,
Even to the point where they were not allowing fathers in the goddamn hospital to see their children being born, right?
mhm,
They were telling couples, I would advise if you guys don't stay in the same house together. I would advise if you guys don't, be around each other. We know a lot of that was a hogwash and whatnot. We're speaking about what spirit is telling us, right? Because
mhm.
people literally had to sit down with themselves for a while and whatnot until it was time to go back outside. Then, as you progress, the whole thing came with the Jabberwocky. So now you're in a relationship, you're in a family, you're at a job, you're in these quote unquote, because everything is a relationship,
Right, right.
right?
Mhm,
The connection that you have to your job, that's a relationship. When you send in that 2 weeks notice, sometimes that shit hurts the heart. You're like, damn, I had my work husband, I like my boss, you know what I
right.
mean? I was
Mhm,
cool, this was my routine. There's a breakup taking place. So even with the 2021 cycle and the 2022 cycle, what was it showing us? It was showing us more about choosing you. You had to make that decision. It was going in your veins. It's going in your system. It doesn't matter if your mama told you to get it. It didn't matter if you know what I mean? It didn't matter, because it was a decision that you made, and now you're living with it. Nobody is experiencing those symptoms but you. Nobody is having blood clots but you. This is what you did. So some people said, nah, I ain't doing it. And they broke up with their loved ones. I ain't doing it. And they got fired. I ain't doing it. And they separated themselves from family. I'm not fucking with your Easter, your Thanksgiving, none of these whack ass holidays. As a matter of fact, they was whack to begin with. And I still been going to them shits anyway if I'm who I say that I am.
Right.
Thank you, COVID. You know what I mean? Because you helped push me out of a place of comfortability that I probably would have never went to. Right? So then fast forward after that, right? These are still signs of the universe pushing people in a place where they need to be, because if you made it through all of these situations where people were blatantly poisoning us, blatantly killing us, blatantly doing whatever they wanted to do with us, and people were still like, nah, I trust these people, I'm rocking with these people, and here you go, you're becoming enlightened, and you're like, shit. Well, if that's the case, sources letting me know that if later on, because we're moving into something more serious, there's an upgrade taking place. World War III is coming. There's decisions that I'm gonna have to make. And if you made that decision on just this, then imagine what the hell is gonna happen when the Men in Black come knocking. Imagine what will happen when them people come and they say, you know what? I need you to give me the location of this man or this woman because, you know, they was online and we, you know, all of these scenarios. So when you really look at it, don't look at the government. The government are simply pulled. They're like ants. They're like pieces on a chessboard. They're being moved by something that is greater than them. This is a theater. This is chess. This is all of these things. So I'll never give the credit to a European. They're walk-ins. They could be controlled easier in a more efficient way than melanated people. So whenever I see them moving around and whatnot, I'm like, yo, I don't trust them. I have no trust in them. They can't tell me what to do. None of these things.
That's a fact, yeah. And you know, like I said, it's all theater. It's a circus. You know, that's why, you know, I want to highlight again that, you know, we're on a chessboard, you know, but we have alliances that are beyond the physical. You know, when I look out and I see the stars at nighttime, you know, I'm always like observant by nature. So, you know, when I'm looking at the stars, um, from what I've studied and learned, you know, whether it's the Dogon or, you know, whether it was Kemet, you know, I'm in the overstanding of, okay, you know, stars are, you know, balls of plasma, you know, that deal with what you call vorticular physics. So they spin, right, you know, and the velocity of the spin is predicated on the temperature. So the temperature then is predicated on the color. So when I look at this star and I see a hot star, I know that star is delivering a certain level of information relative to a pulse. And that pulse is information. That information is carried via a wave. That wave then is predicated on laser technology. That laser technology adheres to a chromosome continuum. A chromosome continuum is based on the fact that our DNA has a wave infrastructure, almost like a quasi crystal like gel structure that stores information in it. And that information can be decomposed and transmitted or teleported via a laser back to these other star systems to communicate with them. And that's exactly what our ancestors were into. They were into a level of interferometry, which is wave mixing. So now with that level of insight, and I go out and I look at a star now I understand the mechanics of a star. So now my physical brain is going to adhere to that level of information based on my eyes serving as an outer representation of the nervous system to clock not only the geometry of the star, not only the velocity of the spin of the star, not only the color and the temperature of the star, but the information that's coming from the star. You see, so when we have that level of insight and we begin to again understand and overstand how our ancestors viewed the circus in the sky, then we'll begin to be able to see, what's transpiring in regular human affairs and understand, oh, this, we're on a chessboard. Like, this is all controlled relative to a cosmic script. And, this is what we're going to deliver on the 22nd. We're not only going to be scientific, but we're also going to speak on what's been going on, with the likes of, Diddy, the likes of, the Rothschilds, the likes of Kanye West, because this is all cosmic. It's all cosmic. So, it's just important to have that level of discernment. And, when you do, like I've said in the past, you can fit yourself in the narrative, because now that you see that Kanye serves as this person, P. Diddy serves as that person, or the Rothschild serves as that person, then you can overstand and understand what you serve as in this script. And no longer see yourself as a pawn in it, in the chess game. Your birthright is, a king or a queen. So yeah, the information, like I said, that we're going to deliver on the 22nd is top level. Like I said, and for this one specifically, I'm like mad excited, because the information, like I said, the family is really going to appreciate.
It's been a minute since we did our thing. First off, before I even say anything, rise in power to BIG, rise in power to the notorious BIG. Today is his death day. It's a day that shifted a lot of things for a lot of people. It's a day that a lot of trauma began for a lot of people, me included. I was a teenager, and I was traumatized on March 9th. And I don't think that I've ever gotten over that traumatization. However, my trauma is being addressed by the exposure of one of the culprits who could have had got away with things. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So the more I see P. Diddy go through what he's going through, and the more revealing is taking place, is helping me settle, because the reason why I was traumatized is because in hindsight, somebody got murdered, and the person who may have been responsible was running around, and they were quote unquote getting away with murder, right? So that could cause all kind of trauma in your spirit, because your spirit knows something is not right. And every time you see an individual, your spirit is like, there's an adverse feeling and whatnot. And that's ultimately what a lot of people who were we were living vicariously through Big. You know what I mean? Like, we were locked all the way in. Like, we were in his driver's seat. So when he got clipped, that threw us all out it threw us out the whip. You know what I mean? And some people got picked back up and put in the car, but a lot of people they roadkill.
They
And
wrote, right,
they
right.
roadkill. People hear me say that and have a perception. Oh, you're a teacher. You shouldn't be talking like that, fam. I was a teenager.
Facts, facts,
I was a
fact.
teenager when that happened. I was a young adult. Like, you know, I had Dr. Sabi in my life. I had Farrakhan in my life. I had Khalid Muhammad in my life. I had all of these people. I read Malachi Z. York manuals. And what the fuck? None of that shit meant nothing.
Right,
Based on
right.
I was that's part of the culture. That was part of my culture, but that they didn't have the type of hold on me that the hip hop artists had on me as a teenager. I'm just keeping it a buck. I don't like faking the funk, you know what I mean? Because people get up here and they be acting all fake. You know what I mean? They be acting like they don't tap in with the culture the way that they do. And I'm like, keep it a buck. Like, no, that was traumatic. That threw us crazy for a loop. So I will be talking about that as well. I will be dealing with that, the whole aspect of the fall of hip hop. The fall of hip hop Inc. is what I call it. The tunnel of set and some other things that I'll be dealing with. If there's anybody in the building that want to tap in, do me a favor and press, especially on the IG, put vultures in the chat. Put vultures in the chat. And for the family on YouTube, click on the link. I have a link in the details that will take you to get your tickets and whatnot. I definitely want to know how many people are going to join us on the 22nd, 3/22, which is a monumental day for me, Blue, AA, many of us. That is the day of our historic lecture, Blueprint 32, 3/22, along as as well as Black Dot as well. You know what I mean? I see the Future is dropping an album on that day, so that might have to. We might have to tap into that dark Scorpion energy. We might have to make that the soundtrack. But this is going to be a darker themed presentation. Vulture culture. So we're going to go into a little bit of the dark side or the occult side. Yeah, and it's warranted and whatnot, because we all coming out of hibernation, what they call the dark night of the soul and whatnot. So it's only right that we deal with a little bit of darkness. Okay. I have another guest. I want to bring him in, if you mind. This brother is he's a professional when it comes to speaking on affairs of the heart. He's a professional when it comes to speaking on mental health. He's a professional when it comes to speaking on numerology and whatnot. So, if you don't mind, I want to bring our good brother King Simon in the building and whatnot. We have something coming up with King Simon on Monday. So, I think this brother will definitely be able to add on to this conversation that we've been having and whatnot. So, without any further ado, I want to bring to the stage my brother, your brother, none other than the one and only King Simon in a building. Yes, yes. Peace, King.
Peace.
What's up? Keep a line. What's up, Blue? I mean, Red. I get y'all mixed y'all up. Y'all are fans.
Because I got on Blue. Let me guess.
Yeah, since they was younger people, I've been mixing them up since they was young. So
it's all good. Now, we one person. So I don't never get tripped up on that. We the same person. Yeah. It's a compliment when they call me Blue. So I'm good with that.
And I don't know if people know. I know Red knows. I don't know if you know King Simon. I'm an identical twin myself.
Oh, get out of here! I didn't know that.
Yeah, identical. Like, yeah, identical.
I thought I ran into his ass at the airport.
You did? Yeah, Chicago.
I'm like,
yo, and Pharonics Corp is an identical twin. And his brother worked for Marvel. So like, whoa,
brothers,
writing for Marvel and drawing. So yeah, man. So how y'all doing, man? How y'all doing?
Amazing. Man, we're doing great. We're doing amazing. We're having this conversation, a very organic conversation, mind you. Yeah. Just chopping it up. You know what I mean? Me and the God got something monumental coming up on the 22nd. Me and you got something monumental coming up on Monday at 640 Evans Street. The theme that I had in February is a theme that has progressed to mental health awareness. And basically, like ALKEBULAN, he comes with the God Body Challenge, right? Okay. And when it comes to the God Body Challenge, I know that before we get the God body correct, we got to get the God head or the God's mind right. So I know that, a lot of people that I know personally, they're struggling with mental health. Yeah. People are struggling with depression, anxiety, anger issues. They're going through this reset and they're trying to figure out how to navigate properly. Right. So I know that this is what you've been standing on. You wrote a book about it. You know what I mean? You've been counseling people, been going around. You've been on Billy Carson's network, doing your weekly show, talking about these things. Can you just say briefly, what would you consider the state of the mental health of Black men and women, melanated men and women, in this community and a little bit outside of this community in 2024, since this year started?
It's since this year started, since the year 2000 came in, we start recognizing it even deeper, because reports are coming up that, India, China is suffering from it. America is one of them. According to now reports, is that America's 29 on the list. I'm like, no, America's a little higher than that. They're showing their place. And because quote unquote America was discovered, under that July 4th energy. That 4 in numerology is known, and from my studies and researches, it is a mental health number. Every time I've seen these patterns and cycles of that number 4, if they haven't balanced their mentality by constantly inundating their mind with positive vibrations. So when I consult clients that are connected to the 4, the 13th, or the 22nd, or the 31st of the month, I always said, keep your mind balanced. Do not let it go where you want it to go. Because sometimes, Iyanla Vanzant, who was born on the 13th, she talks about her struggle, 1 + 3 = 4, with mental health. And she said clearly that the solution is in the same room with the problem. But if you're not willing to look for that solution, you will bask and you will muddle inside that problem. Why I even wrote this book, Numerovation for Mental Stability, a numerovational guide to recognizing mental instability and staying motivated. It's not like I'm a psychiatrist. Disclaimer is not, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a mental health therapist. I just know how to use numbers, if you're open to it, to help you navigate better, so you can at least enhance your awareness of what to look out for when you are going through that stuff. Because I have as a person who's been through it myself, what I see now is it's gone even higher, especially due to social media. And because the word media leads with the M, which is a 4. The word movie leads with the M, which is a 4. The word music leads with the M, which is a 4. That's all mental health leading. And we got to be very mindful of how we intake those numbers. Say it again.
Yeah, meta starts with an M too.
Exactly. But they know what they're doing. That's why they're putting it out there. And it's not just in one system. It's in the system of the Chaldean, which is the darker hue, the melanated people. And it's in the system of Pythagorean. But in my studies, I recognized through celebrity, through my family, through watching things and watching patterns, cycles, and sequences, that mental health is connected to the number 4, the number 7, the number 8, the number 5, and the number 3. So why 5 and 3 is the bottom of the totem pole? Because 5 and 3 is usually known as a jovial, freedom-loving number and expansive number. But because they rule the nerves, if they let nervous issues come and take over them, then that will lead them to mental depression, where thus people like Walt Disney, born on the 5th, had a mental breakdown. People like Little Rich, born on the 5th, had a mental breakdown. People like Quincy Jones had a mental breakdown born on the 14th, which is 5. So I paid close attention to all these patterns, cycles, and sequences that's in our society, in my family, in what's going on amongst the conscious, quote unquote, conscious community. And I told Sarnetta the other day, I said, look, I'm not part of the conscious community. I'm part of the conscientious community. I want to make sure I do something that's right. I want something that's right, because consciousness just means you're aware of something in your surroundings. A roach is conscious of its surroundings, just like a rat is too. So I'm more about this conscientious thing, because that's where it's all that. But the mental health, even in my own family, my youngest son is going through it. He had to get therapy. His mother had to go through it. My sister go through it. So when I start seeing these patterns, and then I had to look back in my father's side and my grandmother's side, that one of my grandmothers got checked into a mental facility. Then I looked, my grandfather took his life because of mental depression. My great grandfather. So I had to look at all of this. So it's very heavy. And on Monday, I'm going to discuss, which interesting, when you add 3 + 11 + 2024, it breaks down to 2038, which adds up to a number 13, which is a 4. So we own it for Monday, to tell you. And then Monday, that master number 11, is dealing with spiritual understanding, spiritual depth, and bringing out the spiritual understanding of it, because we're doing it on the 11th, which happens to be Terrence Howard's birthday, which he comes from a whole nother mathematics. I love Terrence, and I got his book too. But I
can't wait.
Huh?
I can't wait till he's on Shay Shay's couch. And I don't mean I shouldn't be saying Shay Shay to a grown man, but I want to see Terrence. No, I want Terrence. He deserves to sit on that couch.
He does.
And to enlighten people who can't see past a thespian or an actor. They're gonna pigeonhole him because of his roles
Right.
and not allow this man to be great and whatnot. Where he's dropping science like ALKEBULAN is dropping.
That's
You know
right.
what I mean? And one of the reasons why I'm enthusiastic about doing this thing with you on Monday, because we have to lead. You know, as like you said, if we claim a community, we got to be responsible for maintaining the you know, some
integrity
of the things in this community, integrity, right? And what's the first thing that we have to address is what we are witnessing and whatnot.
Exactly.
So that is very imperative. That is very imperative, right? And one of the reasons why is imperative that not only, you know, that we hear all sides of this quote unquote story is the good brother ALKEBULAN.
Yes.
Before 2020 as well, he was giving us the higher level of the cosmic dance that was taking place, the quote unquote proverbial circus in the sky.
That's right.
And giving you warning signs, right? Every single one of our master classes that we did on Patreon, he was giving people the preference like, yo, things are about to change. Things are about to shift. And in a human body, where would that register? It would register in the mind first. It would register in the body second. So for people losing their minds or people having this thing where they're like, yo, mentally, I'm not okay, right? If we don't know what that's about from all levels, from the numerovation side, right? From a numerical level, from that level, from the science. Yeah. So it's important that we get in front of the people and we get in front of this crisis, right? And we don't dismiss it. And we don't become desensitized and just be like, yo, well, what about that? What about what about that new weed that we were smoking? You know what I mean? Or what about, you know what I'm saying? What about that? You know, we can't overlook what needs to be dealt with first before we get into the aspect of, you know, celebrating our victories and whatnot. So yeah, this is important. And I wanted to deal with the heart before the brain. I'm sorry. Go ahead, King.
No, because in my book, I talk about putting on the armor of God, relating to what they say in their scriptures. All the armors of God. It's not just one armor. And of course, in their scriptures, it says, in our Father's house, there's many mansions. I say, in our father and mother's house, there's many mansions. There's different doorways to get to where you got to go. So even somebody could say, you know, we don't understand, or we're not reading the energy. Somebody on here saying we're not reading the energy, right? No, we are reading the energy, right? It's just a perspective. And each perspective is valid. Because I could show you this and you don't know what it is until I go like this.
Right.
Now the perspective is there, what it is. But if I show you like this could be a button tool to hit you. This could be a cup holder. Whatever it is, but there's perspective in everything. So no one is wrong in that sense, especially if you're looking at from different angles. And that's why it's important that people don't try to throw out certain things like that when you deal, people like try to destroy the master teacher's legacy. They had what they had. And Dr. Ben dealt with his thing. Drew Pookum have dealt with it. Y'all heard Drew Pookum, my brother Richard show? She broke down. She started crying. That's real.
Wow, she did?
Yeah. And listen to Brother Richard's last phone broadcast with Dr. Drew Pookum. His first time. We've been trying to get her on from before me and Rich, and I sent them numbers and all that. But she broke down as a Piscean woman. She broke down and showed her sensitivity, which was very important because it showed you how much she has also intaked and gathered over her years. And because of that, and because Pisces is also connected to that number 3, that's also one of the health numbers, the mental health numbers that had to pull in. And then she cried towards the end, showing you that as because she's got up there in age, she's not able to do what she used to do like she used to do, but she wished all of us well. And we got to show that respect to those master teachers. And hopefully every new person out here will take what y'all have done, what ALKEBULAN is doing, what I'm doing, and take it to the next level in the next 50 to 100 years. Because this is all a part of the building process. And it's talking about mental, emotional, spiritual, physical. Everything is part of this building process. That's why I can't stop. I know my mission You know me, Red. I've been to club. I've been MC of all these parties. I was a reggae artist.
Promoter,
I did all of it and put out the consciousness through music. But this is where I am not comfortable. I'm grateful for, but I'm not satisfied. I'm grateful for where I'm at, but I'm never satisfied because I'm constantly studying and studying and studying and studying so I can apply the motivation with the numbers. So everything I study, whether it's Les Brown or Ian Van Zandt or Tony Robbins or y'all or anybody, I will take from there and say, let me show you how the numbers connect to what they're saying, because it's there. Everything has a match. When y'all speaking about love, the love frequency adds up to a number 9 in the Pythagorean and a number 21, which is a number 3 in the Chaldean. The 21 in compound numerology is an initiation number. So in order for you to love, there has to be an initiation. You got to understand, and you got to have compassion because of the two. You got to be creative, and then you have to be able to expand on it. Then the number 9 is the highest level of the single digits. So everything is intuitively high, intuitively love, intuitively humanitarian. But that 1 and the 8, that's the moon energy. So it's internalized also. And once you understand the internalization of what you need to do and don't be deceived by love, but yet understand and enhance your love, then you can love in the purity of your pure energy, because love has become conditional in this realm, but unconditional love is soul energy, it's spirit energy, because the energy cannot be created or destroyed. Once you understand that from a mathematical perspective, beautiful. Let's work it.
Right.
Let's make it happen. In the internals of the word love, the O and the E, which is the vowel, it adds up to a master number 11. So there's a portal. There is a walkway. There is a runway of that spiritual guidance with the number 11, because that is the runway of equilibrium between the physical and the spiritual realm. So in order for you to love, you have to have an equilibrium. We can't play with this. If I'm making sense, put some number 1s in the chat, family. If I'm making sense, because I can't play with this. I'm not new to this, like David Levy used to say on WBLS. I'm true to this. So I listen to ALKEBULAN and be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'll be like, whoa, he dropping all kinds of bombs. So I got to go like this with the bomb. Like, and I'll be looking up books and all kinds of stuff. But my thing, because I'm not heavy with the language, I try to keep it simple, because I was taught that in the nation, keep it simple, stupid. I like to keep it simple.
Yes,
simple, stupid, keep it moving. That's what I taught. I wrote it in all of my books. Keep it simple, stupid, because like Kaba Kamene says, and I know ALKEBULAN's children understands him because he's trained their mind that way. But if you can go in a room, if you can't go in a room and make an 88-year-old to an 8-year-old understand what you're saying, it ain't working. You got to make sure both of them can understand at the same time without throwing everybody off. That's why I respect what my brother is doing, and he's doing at a high level. So I tell people, look, if you do consultations, brother, ALKEBULAN,
I do.
And then I'll send people to your. I got to get your number so I can send people to your website or email. I need all of that, because I'll send people to different places. I supported Blue, I've supported Red. If they did count, I'll send them to everybody, because I can't do everything. And there's more of us that can help, and those are people that are stretching their mind to reach to ALKEBULAN's level. 44 is no joke to play with. 44 in certain system of numerology, when you call yourself a 44 anything, that says trust in the universe. Trust in it. You don't have to doubt the universe. You can doubt different knuckleheads in their crazy universe, but you don't have to doubt your own universe once you start to trust in it and allow it, like Dr. B says, to come and take you over and carry you the way you are. That's why the brother's doing what he's done. That's why your brother's doing what he has to do. That's why both of y'all are doing what y'all have to do after going through all of the polo kids and the polo brothers and all that kind of stuff, going through all of that, modeling and doing all this. We was all there in the club. We was there. New York was crazy. Crack epidemic. Been there.
That's our hero. Yeah, that's our hero's journey. And our testament, our testimony will help free so many people. And that's why it's imperative that we do that.
That's right.
The demonstration that we'll have on Monday will be mind changing, mind breaking. We will start the ceremony tonight at the celebration, because we're gonna celebrate before we build. That's how we're gonna break bread, pop bottles, celebrate our life, because even though this episode may have a somber tone to it, it's still about, before we do what we gotta do, we gotta address certain things and deal with the affairs of both the heart and the mind, right? Because it's almost like you'll be overlooking things. You know what I mean? The 800-pound gorilla in the room, or they say before you put on new clothes, you got to wash up and whatnot. So let's finish our breakfast and then get to the celebration, the ceremony, because there's a lot to celebrate about. We want to give thanks to our ancestors. We want to be grateful that we woke up today. We want to be grateful that we have the opportunity to change things both in ourselves and our surrounding environments and others and whatnot. We want to have gratitude. We want to be grateful that we're even in a place to where people are seeking us for help. You dig what I'm saying? So tonight we celebrate. We get all of that out of our system. We celebrate each other and the fact that we have each other. And then we get back to work on Monday, 640 Evans Street, 7 p.m. in the West End in Atlanta, and online for Patreon and everybody else that want to tap in. I will be with King Simon. Pardon me, I don't want to put the flyer over your face. I'll keep it on. I'll be with King Simon. I'm sorry. I want to put the face over your flyer. So let me just let's move us around. Then I'll put it right here.
There it is.
Right.
There it is.
So Melanin Mondays, number 11. We made it to 11, y'all. We will have our good brother King Simon in the building. And this is going to be a monumental episode. It's called Mental Health and How Numbers Can Help. Mental health and how numbers can help. Be in the building March 11th. We will be there. We'll see you tonight at Black Magic, Holy Ghost 3.
That's right.
Yeah. Do I have the commercial for that?
The last album release. This is the last of their trilogy. This is the last of their trilogy release.
And then I will have this good brother. Well, then real quick on Sunday, I'm going to be doing this class, How to Build an AI Digital Empire. This is for 4 weeks. This is going to be very heavy and whatnot. How to build an AI digital empire. We already started out with building an AI clone. That was a smash. That was last Sunday. So we're going to continue it and whatnot. And then we're going to have our good brother ALKEBULAN for 322. We're going to be doing a lecture entitled Culture Vultures or Vulture Culture. Okay. So let me go ahead and grab that flyer. Is there anything that you want to?
322 is Isaiah's birthday. So the God birthday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's his birthday,
dope.
man.
Okay, dope.
The God birthday.
So yes.
But I can't wait. I'm gonna see y'all on Monday, man. But tonight we definitely over there at 400 Loyola. I think it's Loyola, right? It's like Loyola.
Loyola. Yeah. The spot is called Industry ATL. Loyola. Yeah, and that's gonna be a movie.
Boy, that's going to be a movie, man. All of us are there. And remember, I got Professor Smalls coming in for 2 days, April 6th and April 7th. April 6th will be at the YG Cafe where we're going to be doing Melanin Mondays. And then that's a public event. And the private event is going to be at a secret location, only 33. I'm trying to fit 44 people, but only 33 people is allowed right now. And that's going to be a powerful thing with Professor Smalls. Spiritual warriorship. We're going to be talking about spiritual warriors. Mm-hmm. So, Professor Small has been that warrior in all religions. He's been that warrior in all spiritual systems. He's been that warrior all over the world, almost died in different parts of the world because of that warriorship. And that brother, brother is such a real, and it's such a gem because he just suffered from something earlier this year. End of last year. Now he's back and he's ready to jump right back in and do it again after he changed his knees, titanium knees he got. And he's willing to get back. Now, how many of y'all Negroes will get back up and come out and do work after you got your whole knees removed and had to put titanium? Both of his knees. It's not just one.
Yeah.
And still come out and walk.
That's God. You know what I mean?
God in there, bro. And he born on the 22nd of October. So that's a master number there. He master God.
We got elders getting they're getting their knees replaced. You got Shannon Sharp got his hip replaced, and he's still working for the people. Like we have to give credit where credit is due.
That's right.
We are building. You know what I mean? This whole 2024 is a building process. I've said on my platform many times that the adults and the elders and, some of the grandparents who, great grandparent, we need to begin to talk about these children and we need to put on for them. I'm rallying.
Peace.
I'm rallying for them. So yes, that is definitely something that we will be doing. You know, I'm talking about we are aiming to do some stuff for these children because they need us.
That's right.
They need us,
Mhm.
That's
and we
right.
need them, and
That's
they're
right. Yeah.
ready.
That's right.
They're
That's
ready
right.
to go. You know what
Just
I
like
mean?
those master teachers, they gave us that knowledge back in the day too. They gave us, they
That's
came out,
right.
they had what
We're
they had.
indebted.
Yo, let me tell y'all one thing. You know,
I gotta go.
Oh, you gotta
I don't
go?
mean to cut. Yeah,
Okay,
we gotta
I was
wrap
just
it
gonna
up.
tell you about
So
that elder. Okay, no problem.
yes,
No problem. All right.
we gonna build on everything at the jump
ALKEBULAN.
off. You know
Always
what I'm
a
talking
pleasure,
about?
my brother.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Peace and love. All right,
Love and
peace and
likes,
love.
y'all.
Red, take care.
Peace.
Peace. I'll see you
Peace.
tonight.
Peace, y'all. No doubt. Peace.